And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Friday, April 22nd. I am Josh Engleman, and I am here to break down yet again a 3-game NBA slate, one of the last that we will see for the rest of this year. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live, and follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Boys and girls, I'm hella sleepy. And I was going to get good sleep too. That's the worst part. But I am incredibly tired. So we are dog sitting for a friend. Love the dog. She's great. Loves our dogs. It's great. Going to lay down tonight. We splinter off. I take one. I take the dog sitting dog. It's probably like 9:30 or so. Whenever once the late games lineups were out, I updated lineups, and then I was going to bed. I was trying to get a good night's sleep. I had a long morning today. We have process contenders. I'm back on the strategy show today. I've got the gym, so we lay down. I wake up. Dog's a little antsy. I wake up about an hour and a half, 2 hours into sleeping, and she has barfed up all of the food that she had eaten a few hours ago on top of the bed, on top of me. Now, she was nice about it. Very tight pile in the corner. So I can't be too mad there. But clearly had to wake up and deal with that. Again, this is at like 11:30, quarter to 12. So at that point, take that blanket down, dump all of that garbage into the garbage, let her out, go back upstairs to lay down. Switch out some blankets. Not even 5 minutes later, back off the bed. 2 barfs on the ground again. Yeah, trust me, Justin Sports, I did. 2 more after that. These were a bit more liquidy. Not that you guys want to know the texture. I head downstairs, let her back out again, clean up both spots on the ground. She lets one rip again on the rug downstairs. And at this point in time, it's not the right color that you want to see. So I get a little nervous, wake the wife up. We get the rug in the wash. And I decide that I'm going to sleep downstairs on the couch, build up a big couch pile of blankets and stuff, bring my dog as well. And we have a bit of a powwow. So we start that one up at 12:30 or so. I got my dog laying across me. I got dog sitting dog laying across me. She didn't barf again. So we were able to dodge any major bullets after the Giant event. However, I did not sleep the way that I wanted to, including being up for like a solid hour and a half in the middle of the night. So I'm running low on fumes. I'm on fumes. Let's just put it that way. But it doesn't change anything. We've got a process show right now. I'm going to head to the gym, knock all this rust off. Coming back, strategy show. I think it's with Adam. Let me double check it, but I think it's with Adam. And then let's see, it is with Adam. So I'm with Adam today, and then I'll pump out some contenders after that. Yeah, Cat over Jokic did not work. Well, I mean, it was looking good at the beginning too. Last night is truly one of the weirder slates you'll see, with Minnesota just blowing that entire lead. Just a wild one. Was actually looking at some lineup study earlier today. Shouts to Hofbrau, and I know he smashed. Yeah, it's just irritating slate. 3 road teams won. All 3 road teams are favorites today, which is kind of wild. Good basketball though, sort of. Go Dallas. That's all that matters. Anyway, let's get into it now. Got to get the day started. Ken, no way. No Friday workout off. I'm going to the gym. We'll be fine. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Got plenty of time to get some rest. I'm going to need it, that's for sure. But I felt bad for the pup. I don't think she wanted to be sick either. Anyway, first let's do this. PrizePicks, presenting sponsor of this show. Go to awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo or click the link in the description of this video. That will help you out a ton. You get 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. You can get a bit of a deposit bonus on that first deposit. And we have tools on Awesemo.com that will help you out with PrizePicks, including the free PrizePicks player prop tool. That's what you're looking for if you're trying to play some of these PrizePicks contests. Now, I've got my coffee, and boy, oh boy, am I excited to drink that. Rise and grind, everybody. We know that already. I don't know how many of these we're gonna have moving forward. Big day today. This will figure it all out for us, but maybe one, maybe two. We'll see. But I appreciate you guys being here for this one. If you are here and you got a coffee, that'd be great. If you got a coffee, tea, water, beer, if you're going food, nuggets, Pop-Tarts, a toaster's strudel, perhaps, or if you're just smoking the old J, you do what you got to do. But cheers to you guys. Thanks for being here with me on this lovely, lovely morning. All 23 of you, 13 likes. Hit that like button if you haven't done it already. Oh, yeah, that's necessary. That's very necessary. All right, let's get into it. Bang. Here we go. Chat up on my screen. I am ready. Right. Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay, first team up, Miami at Atlanta. The Heat are 1.5 point favorites in Atlanta, 221 total. And I don't think there's all that much that we need to know here. Caleb Martin's questionable, Bam's questionable. I mean, they're playing. There's a bunch of Q tags for Miami. I assume all of those Q tags are guys that are going to start. We shall see. And then for Atlanta, we know there's no Clint Capella yet. Lou Will is out. Lou Will is not relevant in the playoffs now. He wasn't relevant in the playoffs 5 years ago. So we got Lowry in for 35. We got Butler in for 37. Hero in for 32. I got Bam in for 36. That's what they want to happen. Just because it hasn't happened, I don't think means that it's not going to. I am going to take him down 1 minute, though, to 35. We'll bump up Dwayne Dedmon to 13. We got 20-something minutes out of Tucker, 20-something minutes out of Strus, 20-something out of Gabe Vincent. You know, I think Tucker is likely to get a couple more as we move forward. Same for Strus. Duncan Robinson barely played, and then Caleb Martin played a little bit more. Whether or not I think that Caleb Martin is going to play here is sort of not important, really. I mean, they're going to have this last guy. Like, Caleb Martin came in late. Did not, like, late second quarter rotation, which is just kind of weird. I'm not sure Caleb Martin is, like, long for this rotation, although he then played, you know, once Bam picked up that foul, got him to 4. They went to Caleb Martin. I just don't think that Caleb Martin is, like, long for this game. So I'm actually pretty happy with the rotation that we have here. You know, like, I don't expect PJ, like, I think PJ Tucker probably closes over Gabe Vincent more often than not. They were just getting back into the game. So I'm actually happy with the Miami rotation that we have. Now, as we go to Atlanta, I mean, similar story is going to be here. We don't have too much that we want to move around. We kind of know what we're doing here with Atlanta. And that would be 38 minutes for Trey. I should probably make it 40. So let's do that. We've got 32 minutes for Kevin Huerter. He played about that in this last one. I think I'm going to stick with that. 20 for DeLon Wright. He played a ton. Things were going really well for him, so I'm not surprised there. Okongwu played 20 minutes in both games. Now, that's the piece that we do need to evaluate. Now, I forgot he didn't start. Collins started, so I'm way less surprised by that then. We're going to take Okongwu down to 20 minutes. We're going to get John Collins in for 28. Collins played 29, so maybe he's going to play a little bit more. Maybe I can get him 2 extra minutes, get Collins to 30. I also think that since I feel like I'm going to need to knock Gallo down a bit, because I don't know how much they can go to that Gallo John Collins combo without getting beat like a drum. Bogdan at 30, DeAndre Hunter at 33. All that seems fine. I think I'm going to take 2 minutes away from Gallo, throw a couple more minutes at TLC, and that'll be it. Rates all stay the same because this is set up for John Collins. So game number 1 in the books already. Pretty easy here. And there we go. Miami, first team up. Best play, only good play on Miami, as far as I'm concerned, is Bam Adebayo. He is 7,300 on FanDuel. He is 7K on DraftKings. I can't imagine going to someone on this team before I go to Bam Adebayo. I'm even going to be a little pessimistic and take a percentage point away from his usage because I know that I have it pretty high. Maybe that's just not who he is right now. But it's still Bam and basically only Bam as a priority. Like clearly Butler, Lowry, Hero, guys that you're getting to. Bam is the clear star for me. And then on the Atlanta side, Trae Young in 40 minutes looking good. 9K on FanDuel, 9,400 on DraftKings. He looks a lot better on DK. Scoring system just fits Trae a lot better on DraftKings. You get the 3-point bonus, less benefit for negative turnovers. I've got Trae Young projected for 4.5 fantasy points more on DraftKings than I do on FanDuel. Let's see. I mean, if you want to go to anybody else, I think John Collins is your answer. 5,900 on FanDuel, 5,900 on DraftKings. He's got power forward center eligibility. I think that just sort of fits. Don't love the matchup of like grabbing him and Bam, but that's sort of where everybody looks. It's a tough game. It's not all that appealing. I mean, basically Bam and Trae are like the only two real plays on FanDuel. And then Bam, Trae, and to a lesser extent, John Collins on DraftKings. The rest of this Atlanta-Miami game is going to rank very, very low. The problem is, that might be the case across the board, but Phoenix is certainly going to open up. You would think, at least, the Phoenix is going to open up a little bit of value because of the injury to Devin Booker. But we will get there in a bit. First up, let's go to Milwaukee. Milwaukee Bucks are 2.5-point favorites in Chicago, 221 total. I totally forgot that Middleton is out for this one as well. I wasn't even talking about the value that we're going to get from the Milwaukee Bucks in this one. It really sucks that Middleton and Booker are both hurt. I hate seeing it. Middleton went down in the latter half of the fourth quarter. They went directly to Pat Connaughton, and he closed out the game. Now, do I think that they're going to start Pat Connaughton? I do not. But I guess based on that information, that's the direction I'm going to go. I feel like they're more likely to start Grayson Allen, but I don't think that we're in any real position to make that assumption right now. So I'm going to go with the guy that they went to, which is Pat Connaughton. So Pat Connaughton is going to get the bump. Wes Matthews is going to get a pretty significant bump here as well. So I think what we need to do is get Pat Connaughton up to 30 minutes. I think that we need to get Grayson Allen up a little bit in playing time. I think that we need to get Javon Carter up a little bit in playing time. I think Wes Matthews is just going to play a ton, which is not really great for anybody involved. But do I think anybody else steps on the floor? Does Jordan Nwora play? Probably not. S&P, I'd be shocked if they did that. I don't think they can do that. I would be shocked if they did that. It's 1-1 against Chicago. They're still massive favorites. I don't think that they need to do anything weird to start. I think Grayson Allen's going to end up playing a lot more than it seems. That's an 8-man rotation right now. I know that Ibaka got on the floor. I don't think that's going to matter. Yeah, I got Brook Lopez in for 30. I got to take that to 32. I mean, he played more than that in both games. I probably need to bump up Giannis to 38 as well. So I'm starting to find where those minutes need to be pretty easily. I mean, Portis playing 6 minutes is kind of crazy. I don't think that that's going to be possible any longer now without Middleton. I'm going to give Wara the final 6 minutes. I don't think it matters really. But what does matter for sure is the rates for this team, which we're definitely going to have to adjust. So let's start with Milwaukee. And just out of curiosity, how many games did Chris Middleton miss this year while Drew and Giannis played? Oh yeah, Portis stuff with that eye injury. I totally forgot about that. I forgot he had like an abrasion. Totally forgot about that. Oh yeah, because I didn't look at the damn injury report like a moron. For the Bulls, everybody's available. For Milwaukee, obviously Middleton done. Portis is not on the injury report. George Hill still is. Okay, so they played 7 games where Drew and Giannis both played. Drew got to a 26% usage rate. I'm actually going to say that Middleton is just off and that those two guys played, because that's going to get me a much better sample. Is Utah in trouble? Yeah, they're in trouble. I assume they're the underdogs. I don't know for sure, but my assumption is they're the underdogs. Western playoffs. Yeah, I mean, Utah is absolutely in trouble. Dallas is minus 230 for the series. But this is why, like, the Suns are still minus 300. The Bulls or the Bucks are minus 270. Like, they're both looking still pretty good. Anyway, let's grab these rates. So it's interesting. Who could have possibly imagined that the team that has 2 really good guards is causing problems to the Utah Jazz, who can't stop anyone at the point of attack? I don't think that we've seen Utah just have such trouble stopping people from entering the paint before. I'm shocked. It's almost as if I've been saying it for 2 years. And I'm sure people blame Gobert for it. The defense for Utah outside of the paint is piss poor, and it's going to cause some problems for Utah. Yo, I can't believe Minnesota gacked that game away. Legitimately shocked. All right, Giannis, 35.5% usage rate with no Drew. Assist rate goes up a bit. Rebounding rate can stay the same. Or sorry, without Middleton, with Drew. Drew up to a 26% usage rate, so he does see the bump. Doesn't really have that big of a usage bump or rebounding bump, but it is a usage bump. Brook Lopez, I'm just going to leave the same. Pat Connaughton, I think I'm going to leave everybody the same. I'm really curious to see what Utah does. Because if it's me, I'm trading Donovan Mitchell, not Rudy Gobert. Because I think you can get a king's ransom for Donovan Mitchell. And I think it's going to be a lot easier to find a Donovan Mitchell, to find pieces that make the entire team better. More so, if you get rid of Gobert, you're going to have a 1.5 to 2 years where you just have to learn how to play defense again. All right, Milwaukee rotation is done. Milwaukee rates are done. Let's do Chicago now. Like, they called up the Knicks. They get, and this isn't like what I would want, but can you get RJ Barrett and some other young piece and every pick they have moving forward? Something like that. All right, for the Bulls, what do we need to change based on the last game? We have 38 minutes for Levine. I mean, he played 40, so maybe 40. Caruso playing way more. Everybody else just playing way less. That's it. This is crazy. I'm taking Caruso up to 34. I don't think so either, but if that's the case, I assume the Knicks are just going to try to sign Jalen Brunson. But look, if and when Donovan Mitchell comes up and he's the guy that the Utah tries to trade, there's going to be a bit of a line for him. All right, let's do it. Let's take the time. I don't really have the time to do this, but I want to do this because it sounds fun. Here are the teams in the NBA right now. Who would want to trade for him? We'll go down the East. Miami, no. Boston, no. Milwaukee, no. Philly, no. I mean, Philly isn't technically a yes, but it's a no. Toronto would be mildly interesting. Don't think they would do it. Certainly have the pieces to do something like that. I don't think they would want to try it. Chicago, no. Brooklyn, no. Cleveland would want to do it. They're not going to have the ability to do it because they're not going to give up Garland and they're not going to give up Mobley, at which point you're done. You don't have the options. It's going to take a player and a lot of picks, and you're going to need the salary to go out. Like Kevin Love's salary would work really well there, and every pick you have, but they don't have that other one individual piece that can come back. Because I think Utah would want to retool. Might have to be a 3-teamer. Atlanta, can't see it. Charlotte, can't see it, but would be an interesting destination. I just don't know. I can't imagine that Donovan Mitchell would want to go to Charlotte. The Knicks would want it. Clearly, Washington would want it. I don't think they have any mechanism to do it. It doesn't matter what Indy wants. It doesn't matter what Detroit wants. It doesn't matter what Orlando wants. He's not going to Phoenix. He's not going to Memphis, although it would be dope if he did. Clearly not going to Golden State. Clearly not going to Dallas. Don't know how that would even work. He's already on Utah. Denver's a no. Minnesota's a no. The Clippers are a no. I mean, the Pelicans would be an interesting move just because they got a lot of future picks. He wouldn't go to San Antonio. The Lakers have no mechanism. Sacramento, clearly he's not going to play in Sacramento. He's not going to play in Portland. Oklahoma City would be dope alongside Shea, or even Houston alongside Jalen Green. Neither of those things are happening. I don't know what the natural destination would be. It's crazy. Chat, if you have any ideas, where would Donovan Mitchell go if he were on the market? While I finish off these rotations where Dosunmu barely plays and we get significant minutes out of everybody. $36 for Vooch. Yeah, that's fine for me. 40 for DeRozan. I'll take him up to 42. Mark, Colin Sexton carries basically no value whatsoever. We're talking about a guy that's about to be properly paid coming off of a blown out knee. It ain't him. Morning, Haywood. Happy to have you. All right, let's look at this game number 2. Milwaukee, 2.5-point favorites. Spoiler alert. Giannis looks good. $12K on FanDuel. 11-2 on DraftKings. That 11-2 price tag on DraftKings for Giannis looks incredible. Obviously, Drew Holiday at 8K looks way better. Cody, that's impossible for Denver. They don't have the ability to do it. Giannis and Drew, and then somehow nothing else. Like, Connaughton will be a decent value, but he's not a good per-minute guy. Wes Matthews is going to soak up a lot of minutes. He's as bad of a per-minute guy as you can find. On the Chicago side, I think this is a DraftKings play over a FanDuel play once again. We've got DeMar DeRozan, $900 cheaper on DraftKings than he is on FanDuel. We've got Zach LaVine, actually $100 more expensive on DraftKings than FanDuel. So he's good on both sites, but clearly the scoring system fits LaVine a little bit more on DK. Vooch is $600 cheaper on DraftKings than he is on FanDuel. Those are your three guys that you're trying to go to. I think there's a bit of upside in Alex Caruso. So that should get checked out a little bit. He would be the other guy that you can get to. But you're getting to DeRozan, LaVine, and Vooch on DraftKings faster than you do on FanDuel. If we add in game number 2, you can see just significantly better at the top than Miami and Atlanta. You get Giannis at the top on both sites. And he's pretty clear of DeRozan on DK. But the top 4 out of the top 5 change on DraftKings. 5 out of the top 7 on FanDuel all change. So far, the Rockets would have to give up all of their picks, and Christian Wood has no value to the Utah Jazz. Christian Wood has no value to most people. It's got to be, we need to think about salary, and it's probably going to have to be like every draft pick possible. This slate looks hard. Now we go to Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, 1.5 point favorites in New Orleans. They have no Devin Booker, just in case anybody wants to get crazy about if they think the Pelicans are good or not. They're not. So we can pump the brakes there. But we do have to redistribute 40 minutes of Devin Booker. Now, yeah, like the Rockets giving up everything for it, I think I think it's just not the right timeline. I think they're too early to do it. Yeah, I mean, I think he ends up in New York as well. All right, for Phoenix, clearly no Booker. For New Orleans, everybody's available. I just want to see. So Booker goes down, or technically, Booker subs himself out, never comes back in, and they go with Cam Johnson as the Booker replacement and closer. Now, I don't think that we can be confident in that, but it's probably the most likely scenario that they're going to Cam Johnson and that they go Paul, Johnson, Booker, Bridges, Ayton. All right. So I think we get Cam Johnson up to 30. I think that we're going to have to see a bit more campaign. Uh, 34 minutes for DeAndre Ayton seems fine. JaVale as the backup. 40 minutes for Bridges seems fine. 28 for Crowder seems fine. We got Cam Johnson in for 30. Chris Paul in for 36. Yeah, we're going to see a bunch of Landry Shamet now. Mark, I mean, yes, but you kind of want to try to have your cake and eat it too. At least to start. I'm going to go 26 minutes to Shamet. That seems about right to me. And then they have a 9-man rotation. Obviously, rates are about to change. We're taking out a 30% usage guy. So let's check out Phoenix. We'll say Devin Booker off. How many games did he miss this year? I don't think it's a lot. $14 games. All right, we'll say Devin Booker didn't play. And then we'll say that Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton both did play. How big is that list? I don't think the Jazz want Julius Randle. Randle has negative value on that contract right now. They would have to give something up for someone to take that deal. Alrighty, let's grab these Phoenix rates now. And by the way, if you haven't hit the like button yet, please do so. You guys know how I feel about likes. I like them. It shouldn't be too shocking. All right, Phoenix going in here. And there we go. Anxious to see what this does to Phoenix. You're not used to it in playoff scenarios. So Cam Johnson has played the most minutes with Devin Booker off the floor and the other two guys in. Shamet is 2. So I think we know what they're going to do here. So Chris Paul, 24% usage rate when Booker's off the floor. Massive assist rate, but that's not a change. That's just what it always is. Ayton jumps up to 23% usage. Mark, no. I don't think that Chris Paul wants to leave Phoenix. Oh, yeah, I mean, like, I'm sure Toppin would be in a deal like that, but he doesn't move the needle at all. Let's see, Bridges is at 14.5% usage. Shamet, I can leave. Jay Crowder, I can leave. Cam Johnson is the only guy we want to get right. In theory, I could have left it, but not much to Phoenix, and they don't look good. You could make a case that they look downright bad. When we get to Phoenix here, we're going to have something to talk about because I think they look terrible. I didn't think it was possible for them to look terrible, and they do. 40 minutes for McCollum. I got 38 for Brandon Ingram and 40 for Herb Jones. So that's the one I need to get. I need to bump up Herb Jones's minutes just a little bit. We got less Najee Marshall that last time out. So I'm going to get Herb Jones up to 36 now. 30 for Joval. Might be a little bit much. Jackson Hayes at 18. Larry Nance at 20. Yeah, I mean, I think this is what we're looking for here. Maybe I take 2 minutes away from Devontae Graham and give them to Alvarado. All right. I think that's the Pelicans. I don't think I have any other rates to change. So let's look at the final game. Phoenix, look how bad they look. How is that possible? They don't have a single good play anywhere on their team. This is the worst I've seen a team look in the playoffs. And somehow, like, FanDuel priced Chris Paul to 10-2. Like, that's just not happening. 8,900 on DraftKings is fine, but I don't like a single thing on Phoenix. They're going to look so bad when we switch to that process view. Now, on the Pelican side, it's not all that much better. Like, Herb Jones is an okay value given his price tag. CJ McCollum on DraftKings is fine. But, like, this slate is hard Look at this. On FanDuel, Herb Jones gets to 6th. The next highest guy in this entire game is 13th. On DraftKings, the highest ranked guy is CJ McCollum at 8. This slate is a chore. Let's run a crunch and figure out what this looks like. Mark, I think they're already the favorites. Yeah, there's SMP. Yeah, I think the Clippers are already the favorites. All right, let's check out FanDuel Optimal. I'm nervous. I think this is going to look legitimately ugly. So here we go. FanDuel Optimal is 339.4. Drew Holiday, Alex Caruso, Zach LaVine, Kevin Huerter, Giannis, Cam Johnson, Bam, Herb Jones, John Collins. I mean, I guess. I don't see anything that I like immediately hate, but I'm not comfortable having Herb Jones, Cam Johnson, Huerter, and Caruso in a lineup. That's tricky. Don't have a choice, but now let's go ahead and look at the power rankings on FanDuel. And no surprises here what's at the top. We knew the names we were going to see out of the gate. Drew Holiday is at the top of the list. Bam Adebayo is a close second. They are the only two guys above 50%. Zach LaVine, Trae Young, Herb Jones, Alex Caruso, Giannis, John Collins, and Tyler Hero are the guys above 40. And then we have this giant drop-off from Tyler Hero to Kyle Lowry, which I guess I'm not surprised by. But you go from 40% down to 30. So that's FanDuel. Very tough slate. There's a couple core pieces. Not much else. Now let's check out DraftKings. DraftKings, we should see a little bit more Chicago here. I think they'll climb a little bit higher. So here we go. DraftKings Optimal. Drew Holiday, 296. So by 1/10 of a point. Drew Holiday, Pat Connaughton, Herb Jones, John Collins, Bam, LaVine, DeRozan, Cam Johnson. So no pay up. Most expensive guy in this lineup is DeMar DeRozan. It's fully balanced. Fully balanced. Then we go to DraftKings Power Rankings. D'Angelo Russell's tricky. I rally against him a lot, and it's warranted for the way that I think about basketball, but I also don't think that I articulate it well enough, because he's very clearly a really good regular season player. He can create offense, solid shooter, good assist guy. Like during the regular season, you're more than happy to have him. He's the opposite of a playoff player. He's just not made for it. He's a absolutely terrible defensive player. And I don't think that he's ever going to be the best guy. Like it's so hard for him to be the best guy of his type in a series. Like in this series in particular, he's not close to Ja Morant. So he's already a bad defender and he's not closing that gap offensively. All right, DraftKings Power Rankings. Bam Adebayo is 1, Zach LaVine 2, John Collins 3, Herb Jones 4, Vooch 5. Everybody above 30% is then DeRozan, Holiday, Connaughton, Caruso, and Bogdan Bogdanovic. Was he 52% true shooting? I thought he had a better year. Maybe I'm wrong. But in general, like, the point stands. 54% true shooting. Not great. Only shot 34% from three. Assist rate was good. I would have expected better shooting. Like, he's a 39% three-point shooter last year, 37, 37. I don't think that 34 is conducive. But, like, you know, he's a +2 to +2.5 offense guy. Like, that's legitimate. That's good. He gives it all back defensively, and his skill set is the opposite of the playoffs. That's where it really gets tricky. Can't guard anyone. That's why they have to have Pat Beverly, because he can't guard anybody. All right, DraftKings is in the books. Let's close this out with Yahoo. There's just he's just not the most efficient guy that you're looking for. Let's see where Darko has him. All right, Darko, current season, Russell. Yeah, so he peaked like 30 games back. So what, like April, March, probably like February, like early February. And then he started to really fall off. Well, like right here, things were going pretty well for Russell. But like historically, three-point shooting, I want to see how bad it was. I mean, like, we're still seeing him basically as a 36, 37% three-point shooter. That just needs to rebound and he'll be fine. It's actually been he's been a lot better over the past year and a half. Anyway, back to Yahoo. Yahoo Optimal. 295. 1.4 fantasy points here. Alex Caruso, Pat Connaughton, Drew Holiday, Herb Jones, John Collins, DeMar DeRozan, Bam Adebayo, and Nikola Vucevic. A lot of familiar names here. You get that Pat Connaughton pay down option as well. And then we go to power rankings on Yahoo. At S&P, you're spot on. That's a great example. Maybe this year was a kind of a bad example for Tobias Harris, but I really like the Tobias Harris versus D'Angelo Russell comp. Those two guys are like two guys with similar afflictions. How close is it really? Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, Tobias Harris basically just draws that's like the smooth line through Russell. But yeah, they're, you know, where they are right now, ignoring age, like they're at a similar place for right now. I like that Tobias Harris comp. All right, power rankings on Yahoo. They are very, very bunched up. So this is a straight line. DeRozan and Giannis at the top. Zach LaVine, John Collins, Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, Vooch, Bam, and DeAndre Ayton. That's everybody north of 30%. Well, guys, I think that'll do it. Another one in the books. Another one. 3 games up, 3 games down. Tomorrow's the biggie. If the Philadelphia 76ers beat Toronto tomorrow, there will be no process show on Monday. And if the Heat sweep the Hawks, there will be no process show on Tuesday. But we shall see. Keep your eyes peeled to the schedule. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Hit the like button if you haven't done it yet. We have 73 people in here, 40 likes. I will take it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, notification bell. Strategy show coming up with Adam in a bit. Contenders in the early afternoon. Good luck, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Have some fun. I'm going to miss you guys for a while, but we'll be back next year with the process too. But we probably still have 1 or 2 left to go. Don't miss it. Adios, everybody. This was the process.